is Dan with the Corporatethief Beats. Thanks for checking out the channel. This is another beat breakdown in the beat breakdown series, and this video is going to be about how to create a Weeknd type beat. And the beat that I created was called Closer. There should be a link in the description of the full beat to the video where you can hear the full beat. But I'm going to go into the screen share now and show you how I created that beat and break it down. And hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. But just before I head into the screen share, please subscribe to the channel and hit that thumbs up on the video so other people could enjoy the video too, guys. Hey guys, it's Dan with the Corporatethief Beats. Got another beat breakdown for you today. Today I'm going to be showing you how I created a Weeknd type beat, and this beat is called Control. This is the 7th beat breakdown in the series, and I'm glad that you're here to take a look at this beat that I created. I'm going to show you each section of the beat, and I'll break it down and show you what I did in every part of it. Excuse me. And the beat was inspired by the Weeknd's last album, which is called Beauty and the Madness, Behind the Madness, and the track that I really took inspiration from was The Hills. And what you gotta understand when you create a Weeknd kind of track, he uses a lot of synths, but it's a lot of bass-driven synths, because even though the song is busy with effects and reverb and a lot of weird drum patterns, one of the main features in the song is that it's quiet enough for him to sing, because his voice is like an instrument as well, and he creates a lot of melodies with his voice. So if you're creating melodies for someone that's that prominent of a singer in the song, you kind of have to keep them well down so they don't interfere with his vocal, and that's what I tried to do in this track. So I'm going to start off in the start. This is the intro, and here's what it sounds like. So it's basically 3 synthesizers all playing the same riff, and they're just playing 3 bass notes really: C3, G sharp 2, D sharp 2, and A sharp 2. And they're all playing the same pattern. All 3 parts are playing the same pattern. That's all they're playing. But there's 3 different sounds, so I'm going to let you listen to each individual sound. A lot of his tracks are very kind of noisy, bassy kind of sounds. So I use this one. And then I use this one, which is kind of like someone hitting a wood block in a very reverb kind of area, kind of very echoey area. And the last one is kind of just another noisy kind of synth, but it's a little more defined. And all together they kind of make up that intro, and they're played throughout the song as well, except in the verse and the chorus, sorry. And just to let you know that the Weeknd kind of does well, the producers of the Weeknd songs kind of use these effects to let you know that they're getting into the verse or they're getting into the chorus. A perfect example of this is in the song The Hills, where you hear that girl screaming before he hits the chorus of the song. And I tried to create something like that, so I played around with some sounds, and first thing I came up was these 2 very reverb laden snares, so I just play them free. And it's kind of like a gunshot kind of a sound, and basically panned one 40 to the left, and then I panned another one 40 to the right, so you have that kind of wide stereo field. And it gives that big bang sound, but it also pushes the bass kind of part of the song back as well in the mix, so it doesn't interfere with my kicks and snares and stuff like that, and it doesn't travel into the next part of the song too much. I also added a little bit of effects there at the bottom to accentuate all the kind of changes within the song. So I'll just let you listen to that. So basically all I did was find a vocal kind of, a weird kind of sound. It's kind of like it's kind of like, I'm not sure, it's kind of a screeching kind of sound. And I just had a whoosh kind of sound as well. I think I created that in the ESX. And all they're playing is one note. They're not playing anything crazy. It's just one note. So I'm not sure if I got that from. Yeah, I think it was a whoosh sound. Just trying to see where I got that sound. It was Salient that I got it from. It's actually Salient sound. So that's whoosh kind of sound, and all together they sound really good to kind of bring in the whole song. So I'll just show you that. And then the verse kind of comes in, and the verse is really just this kind of section here. So verse is just, I don't bring in the drums until the chorus, so I just have hi-hats. They just play simple little pattern. It's nothing too crazy there. Let's show you what I did now. It's just, I did play with the velocities of the song, of the hi-hats. See the way the velocities are kind of all over the place, so it doesn't sound too robotic. But it's when you play all these kind of sounds together now that they start to gel together a little bit more. So I added some hi-hat rolls. I'll show you the pattern that I created in them, and they're just like in between these two. They're just in between them, so you can kind of see them there, and they kind of interfere with the hats, but they kind of give it a nice kind of a roll. One second now. Together it sounds good. And it just kind of, it gives a little bit of variation. And I also have these very reverb laden claps, and they're just on the every second. Boom, clap, boom, clap, boom, clap. Clap, clap. And that's the only drums really in the verse. And I just kind of bring in some lead sounds here, synth riffs, and I just bring them in. It's just a little light melody. It's nothing too difficult, but I do keep in the synthesizers that I had from the intro, and I also bring in this velvet bass sound. So I'll just let you listen to that velvet bass sound on its own. And it's a very kind of noisy bass sound, but it sounds like that kind of synth he used in the Hills. And I'll just bring in all the kind of sounds there now, just to let you hear the verse, what the verse sounds like. just before the chorus, those kind of noisy snares come in again. And then for the chorus, I have drum sounds coming in. So I have kick, snare, snare 2, and snare reverb, and some different hi-hats. I changed up the hi-hats a little bit more. So we just listen to what the drums sound. Oops. Sorry about that, guys. Just kind of getting a bit heavy on the latency there. So basically, to show you the drums, I have the kick. So that's just the kick, boom, 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 clap. So, and then the claps are just same as the verses, and they're the same as the snare. Is just, I actually added an extra snare on the second one, so it's like boom, snap. And then the second one has a kind of a harder hit, because it just accentuates the sound. You hear the second one. You hear the second one there. It accentuates that. So then I kind of created some hi-hats. And it's the same pattern as the verse again. And I also have the same kind of snare roll or hat rolls going on there. They're just different in different areas to just make it easier for me to know where I am in the mix. And there's nothing really different there in those, but I do have like an open hat perk that comes in that as well, and it just all together they sound better. It's kind of like an electronic kind of 808 machine kind of sound that I put in there, but altogether the drums sound much better when they're all together. It's just small sounds that kind of just create this massive sound. And I'll just play all the drums together to let you hear what they sound like. And it's a really nice pattern, especially when you have like all the instruments that come in now. I bring in a lot of like bass sounds now here. There's like 3 different bass sounds here, but they're all relatively playing the same kind of, they're all kind of playing the same kind of riff, and it's the same as the verse riff that I played. Sorry, it's actually a bit different. 1 second, I just C1, and then I'm playing up notes as well. And I'll just press play. And that's really the chorus there. I do have the melody coming on, or not a melody, but more of a kind of a synth riff, just to kind of keep, but it's very low compared to the synth riff in the verse. It's the same as the verse one again. And that's really the chorus. There's nothing. The only thing different between the chorus melody and the other one is just the different synthesizer. I'm just using a different sound in both of those. So I just picked a different synthesizer. I'll just solo those so they sound different. It's the same little melody riff that I had before for the verse. Go back a bit further. So it goes like da 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 da. It's the same as the verse one, but the only difference is that I just picked different synthesizers, so they're playing the same melody, but it is really lower in the mix than it is in the verse compared to the chorus, because I think the singer needs to shine through the mix more than anything, and that's really it just for the verse and the chorus. Together they sound really good, and the bass really kind of drives the song. I'll just play the bass lines, solo the bass lines, because I think they drive it. That thumb bass, I tend to use that a lot. It's a really wide kind of bass. There's a very kind of prominent low end in it. And there's nothing really complicated going on there, but I just have other kind of sounds in there. It's more of a kind of oscillating synthesizer there. And then the last one's just kind of a noisy one. So a lot of noise there. So it's very similar to the kind of structure that the Hills has kind of created. And I just want to show you before I end the session that I created a bridge at the end of the song, and I'll just show you what it sounds like. So I'm going to play the end of the chorus and go straight into the bridge. It's kind of a piano melody that I kind of built on the basis of the chorus. And all it is just the pianos. That's all it is. That's all I put in. The grand piano. I'll just play it now. I'll show you what they sound like. They kind of have different sounds within them as well. So they kind of have strings and a choir within those pianos. It's just the sound that I picked within Logic, and they kind of just have that kind of beefy kind of piano, kind of grand piano sound. I'll just play it for you now and show you what it sounds like. Kind of like a pad behind it and a bit of a choir behind it. And it kind of goes from that again, but at the end of that chorus, I did add a pad and a choir at the end, just to accentuate the kind of the piano with the melody of the original chorus. So I'll just go in and show you the piano melody first. So basically I played this in the keyboard, so I didn't kind of just put in notes, so it's kind of randomized the velocities there from the way I played it in the piano. And it's a very simple thing. It's the same as the bass line chords. And I just played like da 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 da, and it just kind of just matches the melody of the song. And it might be kind of some kind of part where the singer does a kind of a refrain in the song. But it's got a nice dark feeling. It's got that bassy kind of-ness of the chorus as well. I did add in some perks and stuff like that. Oh wait, I left the bass line in, and I also left like 2 synthesizers in as well. So I'll just play them all together. So and I'll play all of it now when it gets to the chorus. So we'll just play this bit and show you what it sounds like. that's really it. That's all I really did for that kind of chorus. At the end, it's just, I think the choir and the pad at the end kind of just accentuate the difference, and the piano obviously as well. Having the extra piano in there as well will really kind of accentuate it. It's just kind of a pad sound mimicking the melody of the piano, but it just beefs up the piano sound so it doesn't interfere with it just kind of creates another backing for that piano. That's what I really feel that you get from it, and it just gives it a fuller sound. Because see, I'm not really adding more in. I'm just kind of really just creating a little bit of a blanket around the sound, so the singer has that pocket to sing in within the whole time. And I just feel that you get that more of a fuller feeling when you just kind of add that pad into the mix of the chorus. So that's how I really broke down that kind of the Weeknd kind of song. I hope I didn't kind of ramble on too long, but I hope you guys kind of learned some kind of tricks that I had from that song. And I'll check you out in the next video, guys. This is Dan with the Corporatethief Beats. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Take care, guys.